SkyAi, because as you guys can see, this project is up 61% in the last 24 hours, literally 330% inside the last 7 days, 345% in the last 2 weeks, 822% in the last month, and 1800% in the last year. So we're going to talk about this, see if this is a good potential 100x project. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So like I said before, this thing is up massively right now, pretty much 70% or 61% in the last 24 hours. We're at 709 million market cap here, 221 million in trading volume. It does look like this project hasn't, just launched just now. As you can see, it's been out since like April of last year. So it has been out for a good amount of time. And it pretty much was dead until just recently, right? This thing was dead. It wasn't doing much. As you can see, this was the movement. And then it eventually bottomed out before this year started. And then it's just been moving up since then. So, it's another one of those projects, one of those AI projects that people have just forgotten about. But it is pumping now. All right. But what I'm noticing here with this and with a lot of other AI projects, for one, they're all on Binance Smart Chain. A lot of people will call Binance the scam chain for obvious reasons, right? So that's one red flag there, just being a AI project on Binance. Like all these AI projects are promising false, they're making false promises pretty much. So yeah, I don't think that's good. But we can see the coins aren't locked up. So the whole circulating supply is circulating pretty much. So I guess you could say that's good in a way. It means that there's not a bunch of people waiting to just dump this thing, saying the coins are locked when they really aren't locked, right? But this is pretty interesting. So here is the Binance Smart Chain scan of it. It's 50,635 holders, so 50.6K holders. They've gotten about 1,600 holders inside of the past 2 weeks. So that's pretty good. The top holder, though, is Gate.io. The second is BitGet. Third is Gate.io again, and then HTX. So, and then you have MEXC. So the exchanges are owning most of this project. Gate.io alone has this one wallet with 261 million coins. That's 36% of the project. And then you can see they have another wallet with 6.4% of the coins, $45 million, right? So it's seeming like the exchanges are starting to grow a monopoly of the altcoins that are pumping. The possible 100x gems. These exchanges, these centralized exchanges, are literally monopolizing this. And I see this happening over and over again. And it makes me wonder, are they the ones promoting these projects, right? Are they the ones that are really pushing for these projects to get big? I don't know, but they're owning most of the project. How did they know it was going to do this well? And when exactly did they get in on the project and get all those coins, right? Because if you look at Gate.io, they have the most of the coins, and this is their top wallet, and they've had this 355 days ago. They hopped in, and I'm willing to bet that around that time when they hopped in, like the price wasn't doing good, right? The numbers weren't good. So it makes me wonder, like 377 days ago here on this one. So yeah, it makes me wonder, like, do these exchanges, do they know what's going to happen before it actually happens, right? That's what I'm thinking with a lot of these exchanges, because pretty much when this thing launched, they started to rally around it, right? They bought it pretty much when it launched. How did they know it's going to do this well, even a year later? But I don't know. Let's just like let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they're not working with anyone. But yeah, it has been getting listed to a bunch of exchanges. As you can see, BitGet did their new listing on the 29th of April for this. So BitGet just now listed this on the 29th of April. And actually, we can come back here and look at BitGet's wallet as well, since they just now most recently purchased. And look, they got $76 million in here, 10.77%. So they own a lot of the coins. And like I said, it's interesting. It's like they almost know what is going to go off and when it's going to go off, right? So if you look at this, BitGet only listed this project SkyAi. They listed it on the 29th, and then it was available for trading on the 30th. So if they listed it like 5 days ago, why does it say that they bought it 256 days ago? Right? They listed it 5 days ago, but they bought it 256 days ago. So these exchanges are monopolizing these projects, and they're just kind of taking off because the exchanges are the one manipulating the prices and making it take off. That's what I believe. And that's kind of what I get from just all these different AI projects, all these different random projects coming out on Binance Smart Chain. It's very easy to make a project like this. There's really not much substance to it. Now, some people will probably disagree with me, but I mean, I don't really see much substance to it. This is their Twitter here. It says SkyAi is an all-in-one AI ecosystem powered by MCP, designed to seamlessly integrate intelligent solutions across industries. So, it's pretty much word slot for this is an AI project that does what all the other AI project does. All the other AI projects do. So that's kind of how I see this going right now for this. We're gonna go over the technicals here in a second, and there's not really much technicals you can do on something that just not had such a massive pump like that. But I do see some signals that I think you guys should be aware of. All right. So moving on to the next thing, a lot of people are talking about this project and talking about how they think that it's going to start dumping soon. And I have my own thoughts on that. And again, like I said, we're going to be going over the technicals here in a second. But I kind of wanted to talk about what some other people are saying. This person says it's a scam coin. And he said the scam coins currently is Lab, SkyAi, UB, and Rave. If you go long or short on these coins, you'll lose all your money before they actually pump or dump. Don't believe in these coins. So yeah, that's what this person is saying right here. And then we have this person saying another crime, we should make this illegal. SkyAi got nothing going on. Nobody heard about it before. And it just goes vertical from 0.08 to 0.80 in a few weeks. And as you can see, the exchanges owned this coin 1 year ago. The exchanges owned this coin 1 year ago, but only just now recently listed it last week. Tell me how that works, right? They buy at the complete bottom when it launches, and they hold it for a year without listing it, and then boom, they just list it. They list it because it's starting to pick up the traction, and then boom, now they're listing it. So, it's very, very weird how they're doing this, right? It's very weird. It makes you think, hey, they're just trying to benefit off of all the liquidity. So obviously they're going to list it when it's pumping and when it's all the way up. And really, they're just waiting to dump on people. Like, I truly believe the exchanges are trying to use people as exit liquidity. Like, the exchanges are now becoming the scammers. Like, they're literally using people as exit liquidity. Like, they bought at the bottom when the project launched. They didn't list it because they didn't want anyone else to get in when they got in. And it starts to pump massively. And then they list it while it's at the top. So then everybody sees it at the top. And now they're buying. Now they're trading. Now they're doing shorts on futures. Now they're doing longs on futures. Now they're just buying it. They're selling it. They're doing a bunch of trades with it. And as they're doing this, those exchange fees, the trading exchange fees, they start to build up and they start to make money off of people trading just because it's so popular. So they don't really care about people trying to make money on the crypto. They just want people to come on the platform and trade at the most convenient time, which is when it's at the peak, which is why they listed it a year ago, but which is why they bought it a year ago, but they only just now listed it a week ago, because this is where most of the trading is happening and when they're going to make most of the money. And they let it run up from zero to where it's at now. So they are literally sitting on cash that they printed out almost out of thin air. So be careful. These exchanges are really trying to, I really think that they're putting these projects out, but that's my opinion. Moving on from that though, it does seem to have a lot of people looking at it like it's a scam. This guy says up 2,300% in 2026, and nobody heard a thing about it. The website is just a bad screenshot with nothing on it. Their website is terrible, actually. I was on it and I was just scrolling down, and it is kind of terrible. I don't know. I don't like the design. I don't like these types of websites where you have to like scroll down like this. And yeah, I just don't like the layout of everything. But yeah, I think it is pretty terrible. I think it is pretty terrible. But that's for you guys to judge, not me. Because if you guys want to get in on it, then yeah. And you can also come here and read what the project does. I don't think it really matters because I think everybody is just here trying to trade it. So all of this really doesn't matter. You can come here and read this yourself. But yeah, I didn't even feel like putting it in the chat GPT because what the project's doing, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what the price is doing with the charts. All right. So what we're seeing right here on the charts is the Fibonacci. I took it from the swing high to the swing low, obviously down here. And what we're seeing here is a pullback. So we're currently inside of a pullback and we're also seeing some divergence. So what is divergence? We have bearish divergence on the MACD and then bullish divergence on the MACD. What we are seeing is bearish divergence because we're seeing lower highs on the MACD while simultaneously getting higher highs on the chart. It's actually a perfect setup right here for bearish divergence. And this is what I mean. Higher highs on the charts, boom, boom, and then it gets higher, boom, higher, boom, higher, boom. And then you look here on the MACD, the highs are becoming lower on the MACD simultaneously. The next one will probably print down there. So as you can see, we're pretty much building that bearish divergence. We created the higher highs, and now it's time to do the pullback because we created the higher highs on the chart, and then we created the lower highs on the MACD, right? Because as it's pumping here on the MACD, you're seeing a bunch of volume pushing in, and then a bunch of volume, but less than before, but the price is still going to go up even more because it's inside of an uptrend. And then you see more volume coming in, and the price just increases more because of the uptrend. And now you're going to start seeing that selling pressure starting to take over, and you're probably going to end up seeing them dumping. Maybe they dump now, or maybe they wait until it actually reaches $1 and somewhere around there and dump. A lot of the projects recently have been letting it reach $1 plus, like $1 to $2, and then they've been dumping. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do the same thing. But I do believe this thing is going to dump. Can't tell you whether it's going to dump now or later, but with the divergence that we're having, the bearish divergence, I would say it looks like it's going to dump now because look at how you had the higher highs on the bearish divergence. We literally created this bar for bar right here. So I think the dump is coming in now. That's what I think personally. And then you can look at the percent R trend exhaustion, short-term trend coming down here, falling off, long-term trend pulling back, following it. So we should end up seeing this thing selling off a little bit harder than what we're seeing now. Target price for me as it sells off, I would say I always come down here to the red area on the Fibonacci. This first Fibonacci is usually the best one to look for support. And a lot of times it does drop below it. So anywhere around 40 cents is my give or take here. And then if we're looking at the actual amount on the Fibonacci, 43 cents, but I'll say anywhere around 40 cents. So about 40, so 43 cents, that's the support. And it's at 70 cents right now. So I think it can come down a lot more. And even when it does that, it could come down even further than 40 cents and then have a recovery. But that's the support that we got down there. So anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.